Well, this morning before I get into the message, if you've noticed the title, it's a heavy subject. I have to tell a joke because I haven't told a joke for a while. So since we didn't get agreed, you have to tell a joke. So a husband went to his wife and he simply asked, "Honey, what would you like for your birthday? What would you? At least you remember her birthday. What would you like for your birthday?" And she said, "Honey, I want to be 7 again." And so he thought, "Wow, I can do that." So boy, that next weekend, he took her to the local theme park, and they rode every single ride that was there. I mean, they hit the death slide, the screaming loop, the wall of fear. They did that twice. 5 hours later, as they staggered out, he rushed her to the local McDonald's. He bought her a Big Mac and large fries, and even a chocolate shake to go with it, because this was her special day. Then he took her to a movie. They had popcorn. They drank soda. They had some M&Ms. It was the adventure of a lifetime. When they finally got home, they collapsed. And he looked over at her and he said, "Well, honey, how did it feel to be 7 again?" With one eye open, she looked at him and said, "That was what this was all about? You ding-dong. I wanted my dress size to be 7 again." So, ladies, the moral of the story is, even when we're listening, we probably won't get it right. Okay? All right. Well, I know you all probably needed that because we're headed into a heavy subject this morning. A heavy subject this morning. We're going to be in the very beginning stages, actually, of the book of Luke, in the 2nd chapter, 25 through 35. I'm sure you've probably heard this story before, but we're going to look at something maybe that maybe you didn't see in there, maybe you have seen in there. But I want to talk about the title. If you don't look in your bulletins and notice the title, there's your title this morning. Wait. Now, please don't get squirmy in your pews. There's no set of scales anywhere. Okay? And the outline for this message came to me one day, and as I thought about this title and this opening, and I thought about if I gave something that title, what would people think? All right, and I know our society, and I know the way a lot of minds works, and I thought, man, some people are going to panic, or they're going to not like that whole setting, because in our society, when we use that word, then people automatically think of what? You usually think of your way, right? That's just what people say. I mean, you just think of that. You think of what you weigh. Now, I'm not going to go there because that's a very personal thing. It's painful to some, and to others, they could care less. They don't even know. They could care less. And I have been on all 3 sides of that myself. So, since we're not going to talk about the weight of our bodies, what is it that we're going to weigh? What came to me that day for a sermon outline, the very beginnings that day? Well, a subject actually that the Bible has so much to talk about, and if you look it up, you'll see just what I mean. It's in Proverbs, it's in Psalms. Those are absolutely loaded with this subject. It's absolutely something that's in the New Testament, and it was a favorite subject of Jesus. If it were possible, how would the scales tip if we could weigh your and my heart? If you could weigh your heart, what would it weigh? The old ticker, what would it weigh? But in a spiritual way, because I did Google it, being the vast researcher that I am. And the average human heart weighs 11 ounces. If you didn't know that, you do know that now. You get extra credit January 1st if you remember that. Not that the extra credit means anything, but I'll give you extra credit. So how much weight are you carrying? Now, I'm not talking about a heavy heart, like sadness or grief. I'm talking about weight that comes with love, compassion, loyalty to God, a godly spirit. Heart weight. Heart weight. How much weight are you carrying? And it just so happens that I did bring a set of scales with me today. But it's my Bible. It's the true measure of how your heart spiritually and my heart spiritually stack up. What they weigh, if you will. So, I'm going to start today with the text that we have up here out of the 2nd chapter of Luke. But then there's some other ones that I'm going to throw in, and believe it or not, I'm here for you. You have to participate later today. So just be ready, pay attention, don't have anybody nail you. Okay, that's in a little bit, that's just a warning. So we're going to read the chapter of Luke, 2nd chapter. Now, for a little bit of setup, there's not much because we're only in the 2nd chapter of Luke. Jesus was 8 days old. Okay, so baby Jesus, 8 days old. Everybody picture a little baby, go give me a aw. Okay, there you go. So you are paying attention, good. Okay, so baby Jesus, 8 days old. Mary and Joseph have taken him to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord. This is what they were supposed to do. Okay, this is their Jewish custom. They're fulfilling what they're supposed to do as parents to this 8-day-old baby.